Prose fiction. Prose is text written or spoken with a pattern of ordinary or everyday language. Without a metrical structure, verse, on the other hand, is a written or spoken with an arranged metrical rhythm and often a rhythm, while narrative fictions composed in verse was very common in the past. Modern writers overwhelmingly tell their stories in prose, to the point that most readers today would be baffled if they encountered fictions written in verse. By far, the most popular genre of prose fictions nowadays are novels and short story. Types of prose fiction. Novel. Novel can be defined as an extended work of prose fictions. It's derived from the Italian novella, Little New Things, which was a short piece of prose. The novel has become an increasingly popular form of fiction since the early 18th century, though prose narrative were written long before then. Next, epistolary novel. The narrative is conveyed entirely by an exchange of letters. Picaresque novel is an early form of novel. Some call it a precursor of the novel. It presents the adventure of the light-hearted rascal. It is usually episodic in structure, the episode often arranged as a journey. Next, historical novel takes its setting and some of the characters and events from history. It develops these elements with attention to the known facts and make the historical event and issues important to the central narratives. Gothic novel became very popular from the second half of 18th century onwards, with the aim to evoke chilling terror by exploring mystery and a variety of horrors. The Gothic novel is usually set in desolate landscape, ruined abbeys, or medieval castles with dungeons. Winding staircases and sliding funnels, heroes and heroines find themselves in gloomy atmosphere where they are confronted with supernatural forces, demonic power, and Victorians. Social novel, also called industrial novel or condition of England novel, become particularly popular become 1830 and 1850 and is associated with the development of 19th century realism. And its name indicate the social novel give a portrait of society, especially of lower part of society, dealing with and criticizing the living condition created by industrial development or by a particular legal situation, the four laws for instance. Bildungs romance, novel of education, is a type of novel originating in Germany which represents the development of a character mostly from childhood to maturity. This process typically contains conflict and struggle which are ideally overcome in the end so that the protagonist can become a valid and valuable member of society. Metafictions is a term given to fictional writings which self-continuously and systematically draws attention, so its status as an artifact in order to pose questions about the relationship between fictions and reality. It concentrates on the phenomenological characteristic of fictions and investigate into the quintessential nature of literary art by reflecting the process of narrating. Romance is a fictional narrative in prose or verse that represent a chivalric themes or relating probable adventures of idealist character in some remote or enchanted setting. Short story is a piece of prose fiction marked by relative shortness and density, organized into a plot and with some kind of drama at the end. The plot may be comic, tragic, romantic, or satiric. It may be written in the mode of fantasy, realism, or naturalism. Science fiction is a type of prose narrative of varying length, from short story to novel. Its topics include quests of other worlds that influence the alien being on Earth, or alternative realities. They can be utopian, dystopian, or set in the past. Function of prose fiction. In literature, the basic purpose of prose in writing is to convey an idea, deliver information, or tell a story. Prose is the way a writer fulfills her basic promise to a reader to deliver a story with characters, setting, conflict, and a plot, and a final payoff.